Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is probably not the most exciting video you're ever going to watch, but hopefully be one of the most useful. So today's video is all about how I budget for food. So basically, yeah, for the last 3 years I've been a student, so hashtag student life, and you feel pretty much poor all the time because there's just so many expenses that you never realized before you moved out of home. And yes, I did move out of home after high school, so I lived in a hall for my first year, which if you're not familiar with what that is, it's kind of like a hostel or like dorms where they you have your own room, and then they have like the dining hall, and you guys like go and get food. So I didn't have to make food in first year, which was kind of good. But then yeah, for the last 2 years I've been flatting or renting, I guess, with friends, and so yeah, it's kind of like sharing a house. But yeah, and I've definitely had to learn how to budget and kind of like sort out, you know, my finances and where all the money that I earn actually goes. So basically that is what this video is going to be about, and let's jump into it. Alright, so first of all, you kind of want to work out your finances before you even think about food, which is hard because I think about food all the time. But I would say you want to I would say you want to make like a plan. There's heaps of apps for it as well. You can totally use, or just on your notes on your phone, or yeah, on a notepad or whatever, and suss out like, so let's say you get $500 a week, whether that's from like your student loan or work or whatever, your parents, however much you get, and then allocate the money that you need to pay for rent and expenses, and then allocate food money. Food money is always my second thing that I allocate money to. So for me, for the whole time that I've been flatting, I always budget $50 a week for food, and that's 50 New Zealand dollars, so I'm not sure how much that is in other currencies. I might pop it on the screen down below here, but otherwise yeah, I'm sure you can work it out. That's just how much I budget, and sometimes I do go a little bit over, but if you feel like you can spend more, then go for like $50, and if you can, go for like $60, $70, and if you feel like you can't even spend $50, I would go less to like $40, but I probably wouldn't go less than $40 considering what you have to include. Now for my food budgeting, I do eat a paleo based diet, as most of you guys know, and even before I ate paleo I kind of always wanted to include veggies in my diet, so that was like a staple for me, at least having some kind of veggies in at least like 1 or 2 of my meals a day. The first thing I do is kind of work out what I'm going to eat, and the way I the first step of that is looking at catalogs. Now lots of people make fun of me for doing this, but that's how I always like stay within budget and not like blow all my money on buying like Scotch fillet steaks and shit like that. So basically I'll look online, or sometimes we get them delivered in the mail, but like online is the easiest place, and see what meat is on special. I always look at meat first because that's kind of like a primary part of my diet. If you are vegetarian, you can obviously look at like all the veggie specials and stuff, but meat quite often dictates my meals. So as you can see in the clip that I'm showing you, what's on special this week is chicken drumsticks and pork mince and kind of beef mince as well. So I decided from those that I was gonna make some like roast chicken drumsticks with like kumara, potato, and then have some frozen veggies on the side. Then I was also gonna make some bolognese with the pork and beef mince. So I only decided to have like a little bit of those instead of buying like a kg. I just bought like 500 grams of each. So that was my plan for this week, and then yeah, I just need to buy ingredients to add to those. So I also added kumara, and I think I had some potatoes left in the cupboard, so I didn't add that to my list. And I always end up having either smoothies or eggs, spinach and avocado for breakfast. So this week I chose eggs, spinach and avocado. I already had eggs, luckily. I probably would have gone over budget if I didn't have eggs, but yeah, and then I had to buy avocados and spinach. And then also you want to pick something for your snacks. So for me it's usually fruit, dried fruit. Sometimes I also pick up some salami or ham to have, like, I don't know why, it's just easy for me to munch on. And no, it's not the healthiest, but it's better than eating a chocolate bar or potato chips, in my opinion. So yeah, that's kind of basically how I plan my meals. Then in terms of like pricing, so from the specials I could see how much it was a kg. So if I was going to get like 500 grams of that, that's half of like how much it is a kg. You know, do the math and all that. But usually there are also apps or like online websites that you can kind of like shop online, so it kind of gives you an estimate of how much things will be. And the more that you shop like for yourself, I guess, then the more that you become familiar with how much on average things cost. Like usually I know 4 or 5 pairs are going to cost me like $3, so that's kind of what I wrote down there. And I ended up not getting pears because they weren't on special, and I got some raisins instead to have as snacks, and that was fine. Like sometimes you kind of also have to think on your feet while you're at the supermarket, because some supermarkets will advertise things online, or like, yeah, and then when you get there it won't be that, so you just kind of have to go with the flow and think on your feet. And then this is what comes with, like, the more you shop for yourself, the more you know about like how much on average things cost. So from there I head to the supermarket and I grab everything, and yeah, sometimes I'll, yeah, like I said, have to swap things out, or sometimes things will be like 50 cents more than usual, or sometimes 50 cents less, which is kind of good and bad. So you can kind of go about it 2 ways. You can either decide that you are not going over budget at all, or you can give yourself, I usually give myself like $5 leeway, because that's kind of how I like plan my stuff. So I saved the receipt that I had. I don't know if you're gonna be able to read that, but it came to $57.85. I did buy $5, whoa, I did buy $5 worth of toilet paper, so basically $52.85, so that's not much over budget, and I did have enough money to pay those couple of extra dollars. And yeah, so other than that, I'll just quickly switch to a clip where I show you what I got. Alright, so this is what I got. I went a couple of dollars over because a couple of things were like 50 cents more than I thought they would be. So like the avocados were $3.50, not $3 each. And the juice is like $5 instead of $4, but it's still pretty reasonable for like the kind of stuff that I got. So with all of this, oh, and I also had eggs already in the fridge, left over from like last week that I haven't eaten, which is I think I have like 5 left, so that's enough breakfast for like 5 mornings. But yeah, so for breakfast I have spinach, avocado and eggs, and then for like the first few days I'm gonna have chicken with some roasted kumara and potatoes, and the cauliflower and broccoli. I just get frozen cauliflower and broccoli because it's just so much easier and you don't have to worry about it like having to use it up real quick. Then I plan to make a bolognese with some beef and pork mince. I bought some sauce. Usually I do make my own sauce. Oh my god, sorry, I spilled coffee on my bed. Usually I make my own sauce, but I was just feeling lazy, but I got the red wine and Italian herbs. And then I got a zucchini and a parsnip. I usually have zucchini noodles with my bolognese, but I just decided to also try a parsnip and spiralize that, an onion for that as well. And then I've just bought some ham here because I just like to snack on ham. It's not the best thing for you, but I'd rather have that than like lollies. And then I also brought some raisins, which I also want after snacking, because yeah. Anyways, so that is kind of what I plan to have, and hopefully that lasts me like the whole week. Sweet, so that's kind of just how I personally budget. You can do it whatever way you want. Like I said, if you're not paleo or trying to eat really a particular kind of way, there's so many like probably more affordable options. Like for example, I was saying to my friend today that a bag of pasta costs the same as one zucchini, and obviously a bag of pasta will give you like 5, maybe even 6 meals, whereas like one zucchini gives you like 1 to 2 meals. So like you have to think about it like that. And in the end it's kind of all about balance in terms of like diet and stuff like that, you know, and just making the best decisions in the situations you're in. Like if you're a really poor student and you literally can't afford anything, I would definitely go with like pick up herbs and spices as well, like along the way, in terms of like building up your herbs and spices collection, because those can just like make or break foods, and it's just like elevates normal things like rice. You could make like Mexican rice with like paprika and cumin and stuff and make it real tasty instead of just having plain rice. But yeah, so hopefully this kind of helped you in case you guys are just starting out flatting and really didn't know how to budget for food. You don't know what to cook or what to even think about, but that's just how I do it if I'm really trying to stick to my budget. I'll quickly include as well another way that sometimes I like to do it is I'll allocate $25 to kind of each half of the week. So I'll go to the supermarket at the start of the week and kind of think about what I feel then, because sometimes by the end of the week you don't feel like what you felt like at the start of the week, which is most of the time. But yeah, so I'll go to the supermarket at the start of the week and buy food for like 3 days, and then I'll go to the supermarket on like Wednesday or Thursday and then buy for like the next few days, and kind of allocate both halves of my budget like that. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with your friends if they don't know how to budget for food. This is one way that they can try. I'm not saying this is the only way or that you even have to budget, but if you feel like doing it one week because you're feeling a bit poor, then you know, just throw it out there. Anyways, please subscribe down below, hit the bell button, then you can get notifications, and I'll see you guys in my next video.